Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nori. Today we have a Tiffany & Co. inspired gel manicure. This set is about 2 weeks old. I'm taking down the previous color with a small extra coarse drill bit. This drill bit works very well at removing the color easily. I like this one also because you can work fast but safely because this is a safety bit. So I usually go through every nail, removing all of the color in preparation for reapplying her fresh gel manicure. For gel polish removal, I usually tend to keep my e-file at 5,000 RPMs. It doesn't need to go any higher than that for me. I don't want the drill to heat up and cause a heat spike on her nail plate, burning her. So I usually keep it at 5,000 RPMs. I really prefer digital e-files for this reason, so that way I can know exactly where my e-file is as far as RPMs. It's important. You don't want to put the e-file too high, but you also don't want it too low where it's causing a lot of vibration and it's just not removing the polish as quickly as possible. Here I'm going in with a medium coarse zebra sanding band. I'm just prepping the entire nail plate. I'm also removing any lifting that may have occurred due to her natural nail bending. Her natural nails have a very natural bend, so that's why I like to use the Jimmy Gel or the Gelish base. It just helps it bend more to her natural nail so that it doesn't split or break. But I go over the entire nail plate with this sanding band. This is also on 5,000 RPM. This footage is sped up, so it looks a bit more aggressive than it actually is. But I go over the entire plate, concentrating on her cuticle area. I want to remove as much of the cuticle that's grown out onto her nail plate as possible. I also shape the free edge just slightly. I don't want to do too much shaping of the free edge until I reapply her gel polish foundation and her base, because sometimes when you're removing old gel manicure, the nails can be a bit fragile and I don't want them to split or break because they don't have the product on them that they need during the removal process. So I just go over the cuticle area. I'm really trying to smooth it out. Smoothing down the nail plate. I want everything as smooth as possible so I don't have to do too much filing. But with gel manicures, sometimes just an extensive amount of prep is required. I also use that bit and the e-file to smooth out any of the skin around her fingertips. You know, sometimes the skin is very dry there. It's peeling, it's flaking. Hangnails. I really just want to remove as much of that as possible. You can use cuticle softener to do this as well. I don't use cuticle softener, nor do I soak hands prior to gel manicures. I just know for me, I found maybe it's just my prep or it's my method. It could be the products that I'm using. But I find that my clients tend to chip more, tend to lift more, break more if I do soak their nails prior. So I don't soak. I start off with just a dry manicure, somewhat going in with Russian style bits for the dry manicure, and I find that it just helps my process as well as my clients' longevity for their nails. So right now I'm just removing any of the leftover base that has started to lift or any air bubbles have formed. I really want to try to remove as much of that as possible because bacteria, fungi can grow under here and I don't want that. I don't want to remove this in 2 or 3 weeks and because I didn't catch it, now bacteria has started to multiply, causing discoloration on the nail plate or within the nail plate. So I really want to follow a very strict guideline for prepping and removing any lifting, air bubbles, air pockets, any type of split nails, hang nails. Just you want to remove anything that can allow for moisture to seep under or between the nail. So that's why I go over the nail quite a few times. I just want the manicure to last as long as possible, as well as be healthy for my clients. It takes a bit of practice to get here because you want to be able to do all of these steps, but do them in a timely fashion. You don't want to spend too much time on prep, but you also don't want to skip it. As a nail tech, you don't want to cut corners just to save on time. Here I'm going in with a cuticle bit. I purchased this bit on Amazon. I will link it down below. I like this bit. It really gets into those crevices, which is really important because a lot of times there is cuticle on the nail plate that we can't see or that a sanding band might miss. And this bit is very narrow. It's not sharp, but it's very aggressive, and it really gets into those grooves. And as you can see, not only is it getting into the grooves, but it's also pushing the cuticle area and the eponychium back so that I could really get in there and prep properly. You want to use a bit that's effective but not painful. And a lot of the cuticle bits that I've purchased over the years have been extremely sharp and pointed. And when you're trying to get into the grooves of the cuticle and eponychium area, it can hurt. And I've had a lot of clients, pull back and say, that one hurts. I don't like that one. You really want something that's going to do the work, be effective, but not cause them pain. And certainly don't want a bit that's going to be sharp or pointed or create heat spikes. Also, in filing, one of the key features that I always find is you want to continue moving. You don't want to leave any bit in one area for far too long. It's going to create heat, and that's going to burn. Here I'm going in with cuticle nippers. I like to clip the cuticles. I want to remove all of the dead skin, the skin that's hanging, that looks jagged. I want to remove all of that. I want a very clean and polished finished product. And for me, that is clipping of the cuticles. I try not to go too deep or clip too much. I really just want to clip what you could visibly see is hanging or exposed. You don't want to go in so deep that, of course, your client is bleeding. You don't want to do that. But I do like to clean up everything, and I go around each one and I clip what I can see. I don't spend too much time worrying about it. If I can't grip it and clip it and pull it, I leave it. Clearly it means that it's not meant to be pulled because you don't want to hurt your client. But definitely clipping them gives a more polished feel and look, and clients actually appreciate it. They want their cuticles to look well manicured. Here I'm going in with dehydrator from Gelish. This just helps remove any further oils from the nail plate. Here I'm going in with Protein Balm by Young Nails. I do this twice on each hand, 2 coats. I let it dry, and then I go in with my base. Protein Balm is really great because it allows the product to adhere very well. And I like to use it for both gel manicures as well as polygel, acrylic, hard gel. It works on just about every product. And I find that if I don't use it, I have clients, they'll text, or when they come back, they'll have more chipping than usual. I'm going in with the Gelish Base Foundation. I like this one. It's clear. It has a thicker consistency than some other base products. For me, I find that the foundation or base products that have a thicker consistency, they tend to feel stronger, and I feel that it allows my clients' gel manicures to last longer. You want a base that's strong, but you also want one that is flexible, because with gel manicures, this is their natural nail. So you want the nail to bend naturally. That way it doesn't actually crack or break or split. So you want a product that can do both. You want it strong but also flexible. And I find that with the Gelish foundation, this is the product. I also like to use the gel bottle rubber base coat. That one is really excellent. It's usually my go-to. The nails have been properly prepped, manicured. Now I find that the nail is stronger to handle me shaping the free edge. If I were to shape right after taking down the color, I find that the nail can split. So I usually wait until I'm done applying the base or the foundation. Then I go in and start to shape. And I usually do square depending on what the client likes. This client in particular prefers a square shape with rounded edges. Squoval. Here we're going in with the gel polish, and this is with the brand Nobile, and this I purchased on eBay. It's in the shade, well, 137 is the number under the bottom. This gel polish literally cost me $1.93, and it is one of the best brands of gel polish that you can find on eBay or AliExpress. It's very good coverage and it's long lasting. But I also find that even if you purchase inexpensive gel polishes, if you do proper prep, if you place the polish in between a very good base and a very good top coat, then the polish will usually last. I haven't had any issues with this particular gel polish chipping on a client. It seems to have last very long on everyone, whether it's a gel manicure or I've applied it on hard gel or over acrylic nails. With proper prep, this gel polish can last as long as Madam Glam or the gel bottle or even OPI. For this particular brand, I also cure for 30 seconds in an LED. And if you have a UV, I believe you can cure this polish for 2 minutes. I usually give all of my gel polishes an additional 30 seconds just to be sure that everything is curing through and through. With more pigmented colors, I find that giving an extra cure can't hurt. A lot of the times when you have polishes that are so pigmented, sometimes they're not always cured properly, especially black polish. Any colors that are deeper, blacks, burgundies, navies, you always want to give an additional 30 seconds, sometimes even a minute, depending on the make and model of your LED UV light. So I usually give 2 coats of each color, depending on the color. If it's a bit more sheer, sometimes I have to go in with 3. And for some colors, I've even had to go in with 4 coats of polish, which can be a bit daunting because you don't want to put so many coats that the manicure starts to look thick or bulky. But you also don't want it to look sheer or blotchy. So definitely take a good look at your work. See if you can still see through to the natural nail, if there's any shading or shadowing, and go ahead and just give yourself another coat of polish, just a thin coat. Here I'm going around the cuticle area and the side walls with an art brush that I purchased from Walmart that I will link in the description. And with that brush, I've dipped it into acetone and I'm just going around cleaning up. You don't want to cure polish that has touched the side walls or the cuticles. It can cause lifting and it's unsightly. It doesn't look great in photos. So you just want to make sure that everything is as neat and smooth as possible. That I am literally brushing out a bit of fiber, probably from the cotton rounds. Going in now, this white is from the gel bottle, and I believe it's just in the shade white. This is the most opaque white I've ever purchased. I always go back to this one. I've tried other brands, but no other white is as white as that one. And usually with that brand, it only needs 2 coats. It looks absolutely great with just 2 coats. I love this brand and this color for white toes when you do a white pedicure. Clients love it. It shows up so brilliant in pictures. Here I'm taking a striper brush and that same gel polish, Nobile in the shade 137, and I'm going in and I'm creating this little sash here where it looks like a present that's being wrapped. And I'm just doing one vertical line, one horizontal, more off to the side than more centered, so it can look like a present being wrapped. I'm going in now with the second coat of polish on the nails, and as you can see, it just really makes everything look more smooth and uniform and opaque, and you really want that. You want the manicure to look very polished and clean. So it's just a lot of going back and forth between both hands until we're almost done. This manicure came out very, very cute. I like the colors. I like that she wanted to go with the little present on the index nail. Here I'm just drawing in just a little bow or the little ribbon. It's just a simple design, but it looks really cute. This design really reminds me of the Tiffany & Co. present necklace. It's a little box. It's so cute and adorable, and when my client asked me for this design, I immediately thought of that necklace. I'll try to post a link so that you guys can take a look. It's the cutest thing. Right here I'm going in with the diamond gel from Nail Supply Glamour. I use this to adhere stones. I really like this gel. It holds stones very well, but I do find that I have to go around it with the gel bottle rubber top coat. This top coat is very, very thick, but it holds like no other. If you are an aspiring nail tech, I don't think you can get this brand without a license, but if you are licensed and you do gel manicures and you're finding that your manicures are chipping or cracking, definitely give this top coat a try. It is expensive. I think these are between $21 or $24 a bottle, but it's totally worth it because you will get a lot of sets out of the one bottle. I'm going over this particular stone, but at the very end, I go over the stone to wipe off the gel just so that it can bring back the facets in the stones. You don't want to lose your shine, but I also wanted to secure that rhinestone into the setting. That diamond gel from Nail Supply Glamour is really good at adhering tiny stones, but I find that with bigger stones I have to secure around the perimeter of the stones, and I usually do that with the rubber top coat from the gel bottle. This is sped up, but when I'm applying this particular top coat, I'm going very slowly because it's so thick and I have to really rub it down. One thing I will recommend, I'm not sure if the company will recommend this, but I recommend, is if you have a coffee warmer to place your gel bottle rubber top coat on the coffee warmer to warm it up and to to try to liquefy it a bit. I have a heater, a very small personal heater, and sometimes I will place the gel bottle rubber top coat in front of the heater to liquefy it a bit more. This is not recommended. This is just what I do. It helps tremendously because that top coat is very, very thick. Here I'm going in with the gel bottle cuticle oil, just going over every nail just to add moisture back in. And this is the final product. This is the final shot of the nails. I think it looks so cute. I'm really, really glad we did this little design. As you can see, she has a Tiffany & Co. phone case. She loves Tiffany blue. This happened to be one of my favorite tutorials. I want to thank everyone for watching. Bye guys.